أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Here we are in Pakistan International School Taif virtual learning system, and this is our book for social studies for class 5, which we are following. As in the previous lesson we have completed lesson number 16, the struggle for independence, and today is the second part of the same topic, and this is our lesson number 17, lessons for history. As you know, students, in the previous lecture we have learned the struggle for independence, in which we learn about the war of independence and the Indian National Congress and the Indian Muslim League and their struggle, how they took over their countries as Pakistan and India. And now we are learning in this lesson number 17. It is also the lesson from the history. So now we are reading. Pakistan is not a very old country, but the history of the land and its people goes back thousands of years. Some great people lived and worked in this region. Many brave deeds were done and many battles were fought. Many travelers passed through this land and wrote about it. The great people who lived in the past were rulers, explorers, great thinkers, holy people, scientists, mathematicians, and many others. They are remembered because of the good things they did. Reading about their lives inspires us to be like them. In this lesson, you can read a little about some of these great people. You can find out much more from books in your school library or internet also. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, 1817 to 1898. One of the earliest figures in the movement for the Muslims in India was Syed Ahmad Khan. He was born in Delhi on 17 October 1817. He was well educated and worked as a judge for the East India Company. From the very beginning, he worked towards the creating a better understanding between the British rulers of India and Muslims of India, especially after unfortunately events of 1857, the War of Independence, as you know, and it was famous. When the Muslims were defeated and downcast, he worked to support them. He wanted the Muslims and the British to know each other better, so he wrote many papers and articles explaining the Muslim and the British position. He encouraged the Muslims to educate themselves and gain the confidence of the British. He was very concerned about the education of Muslims. Therefore, in 1875, he established the Muhammadan Anglo-Oriental College. In the previous lecture, we have learned MAO in the city of Aligarh. It later became the Muslim University. The Aligarh movement which played a vital role in the Pakistan movement, began here. Many of our Muslim leaders studied in this college. Sayyid Ahmad Khan did so much good work for the welfare of the Muslims that the British gave him a knighthood in 1888, and he was then called Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan. He died on 27th March 1898. Allama Iqbal, 1877 to 1938, its period. Allama Muhammad Iqbal was born in Sialkot in the Punjab. Allama is a title meaning a great scholar. Iqbal was a brilliant student and he went to the United Kingdom, UK, to study literature at Cambridge University and to Lincoln's Inn to study law. During his visits to Europe, he went to Heidelberg in Germany, where he studied philosophy, and he also visited Spain, a country that had once been ruled by the Muslims. The mosque at Kartaba greatly inspired Iqbal, who was already a noted poet. From 1908 onwards, Iqbal lived in the Lahore. Through his marvelous poem written in Urdu and Persian, Iqbal inspired the Muslims of India. In January 1923, he was knighted for his literary achievements and became known as Sir Muhammad Iqbal. He made Islam a living religion for many as he tried to revive the spirit which had once made Muslims successful. In 1930, it was Iqbal who first put forward the idea that Muslims of the subcontinent had to have their own independent state. All Pakistans today owe him a great debt of gratitude. Iqbal died on 21 April 1938. His tomb is in shadow of the Badshahi Masjid in Lahore. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Its period is 1875-76 to 1948. Muhammad Ali Jinnah is the father of our nation. He is known with affection and respect as Quaid-e-Azam, which means a great leader. Without his untiring efforts, we would not be free and happy in our own country today, Pakistan, as you know. And Quaid-e-Azam was the founder of Pakistan. Jinnah was born in Karachi on 25 December 1876. When he finished his schooling, he studied in London to become a lawyer. On his return, he went to Bombay, and now it is called Mumbai, where he practiced law. He became member of the Muslim League and was a member of the Indian National Congress too. In 1909, he was elected to the Imperial Legislative Council. During the fight for independence, the Muslims and Hindus in India disagreed over many things. At first, Jinnah worked unceasingly to bring Hindus and Muslims closer. together, but he soon realized that the policies of the Hindus would not benefit the Muslims. After his after this, he devoted himself to defending and promoting Muslim rights. After many protests by the people and efforts by political leaders, the British finally agreed to the independence of the subcontinent. Two countries were formed, Pakistan and India. Without the sincere efforts and hard work of the Qaid, there would be no Pakistan today. Quaid-e-Azam died on 11 September 1948. His mausoleum is in Karachi. So this is the end of our reading of our lesson number 17. Now we are solving its question and answer, and also we are solving its end of chapter exercise. So these are few questions are giving 5 questions. How did Sayyid Ahmad Khan serve the Muslim of India? Its answer is he helped to create better understanding between the British rulers of India and the Muslims. He wrote many papers and essays explaining the Muslim position in the British. He established a college called MAO, Muhammad Anglo Oriental College, in the city of Aligarh in 1875. Question number 2. Who was Allama Iqbal and why is he famous? Its answer is he was well-known poet and philosopher who first put the idea of separate country for the Muslims of India. Question number 3 is, did Iqbal live to see an independence Pakistan? Its answer is no. He died in 1938. Pakistan became independent 9 years after his death in 1947. Question number 4. Who is known as Quaid-e-Azam? What does it mean? Answer is Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the founder of Pakistan, is known as Quaid-e-Azam, the great leader. Quaid-e-Azam means the great leader. He is known with affection and respect as Quaid-e-Azam, which means great leader. Question number 5. What was the Qaid's profession? Its answer is he was brilliant and successful lawyer. He studied in London to become a lawyer. So these are the end of our question and answers. Now we are solving our work page. So here is the work page. Exercise A, complete the following fact files on the Allama Iqbal and Quaid-e-Azam. So name, title, date of Allama Iqbal and Quaid-e-Azam. So this is your little homework assignment. So you will write the name, title, date of birth, place of birth, date of death, place of death, and he was famous for. So you will write both leaders for Allama Iqbal and Quaid-e-Azam. Who are these people and find out why they are famous. So these are few pictures. You can find their names and why they are famous. So this is the end of our chapter number 17. And please join my Zoom class. Inshallah, we will meet in the Zoom class also. So till then, thank you very much and wish you all the best and good luck.